requires to remove these people. They're playing ball and making sure that every T is crossed and every I is dotted before they turn over these people, if at all.
Okay, but we had the case of the guy that was let out of the police station. ICE had to chase him through the parking lot. Are you saying that ICE had not provided the requisite documentation?
That's when they arrested the judge that I was referring to earlier.
That's why she's liable. Yeah. That's why she's liable.
No.
That's right.
That's not what I'm talking about. It's a different case. Okay, going back. I understand, Fred. Fair point. Can the federal government not use a proactive system and just give the name of every single person who's in the country overstaying their visa or illegally, and just proactively send it to every single county and district judge and say, when this person is arrested or detained for any reason, you are required to hold them?
They're going to send it to every single...
Yeah.
I guess.
Yeah, and I'll tell you why.
Well, Cyber, you're convoluting things because you're talking about visa overstays. We're talking about illegals that are here that we don't know about, that were gotaways or catch and release, that we don't know where they're at and what they're up to. So when the local jurisdiction, a crime is committed and they arrest an illegal alien, they are supposed to notify ICE, and then ICE puts a detainer on that to detain them for ICE pickup to turn that, because they don't have jurisdiction over the illegals. Local state governments do not have jurisdiction. The federal government does, because immigration authority falls within the federal government. So they, to try to send a notification of all these people, we don't know who like 20, 30 million of these people are, spread throughout the states. So, but the local government can determine.
That's all fair. That's all fair, but what I'm saying is either you get to cooperate and do your part, or we're just going to crash your system and bury you in paperwork, right? The Democrats threatened to do this with the Tomar Armando Abrego Garcia guy, where they said, if you don't, turn the plane around or something, we're going to go to every single one of the 600 judges in the United States, and we're going to file a TRO with all of them and try to get you stopped. So they're willing to, inconvenience the entire country with paperwork. I don't understand why we're not willing to do the same thing.
Yeah, and it's one thing, to what Fred was saying, it's one thing, and it's allowable, I think, for a police department to say, we're not going to ask, when we arrest somebody, we're not going to ask them his immigration status. They don't have, as far as I know, they don't have to do that. They should, but they don't have to, right? We don't want to cooperate in this kind of, draconian, as they view it, crackdown on illegal immigration. But it's another thing to say, we have this guy, and you've had people who go way beyond that, like in Boston, Mayor Wu, and a few other jurisdictions where they go way beyond that, and they're like, and they literally have released, and judges have done the same thing, released people who are wanted for, violent crimes, and I think murder in some cases, or attempted murder, simply because they don't want to cooperate with fucking ICE. It's like, well, but it's like, he's a murderer. Let's focus on the main thing. So it's going to be, they won't be.
That's fair, Charlie. But my point is, crash their system. They want to not work in the system. Fine. You say you want documents for everybody, then we'll provide documents for everybody. And all you do is you go through every single person who was released by the Biden administration, every single person, and guess what? You can send a warrant for
30 million plus illegal aliens in the United States.
Right. Bury their email, crash their email servers.
30 million individual arrest warrants. 30
AI can do it, Fred.
Times every magistrate judge across the United States.
Exactly.
No, not
they
exactly.
said that they're not going to cooperate and they want the documents.
It cannot be done. It's not 600.
Why can't it be done? Where's the break? Explain why it can't be done. What's the technical limitation stopping it from being done?
Manpower. So Cyber, you want to use AI, and then we'll use Optimus robots to go out and arrest them. No, I'm kidding.
I just want AI to write the search warrant.
I know what you're saying.
Here's the thing. They want to challenge the warrant. Sound like they can challenge the warrant. That's fine. That's their choice. If they want to go and find a technicality in the warrant, go ahead. But I'm going to send them the warrant, and I'm going to bury their computer system. I'm going to crash. They don't have email hosting for that many emails, right? It's going to crash their system.
The name, the address, all of the things necessary to do the paperwork. You think that you just can make up Jose Gonzalez?
Fred, what's the sanction? What's the sanction for sending an incomplete warrant?
What's the question?
What's the penalty for sending a warrant that's not like complete or perfect? Do you mean the law enforcement has never provided a warrant that wasn't up to standard?
Well, they can ignore it, I guess. They can find a reason to ignore it. If they say, oh, sorry, you didn't fill out such and such column or check such and such box.
Correct. You're correct, Charlie. They can ignore it, and that's fine. But it's still going to crash their system. They're still going to be completely unable to do
Well,
anything.
I think the better way is like what they did with highway funds, when they wanted to change the drinking law to 21 across all the states, and they withheld highway fund money from the states that were non-compliant until they finally created it. So,
but that goes to the court. That gets challenged by the court. I'm doing something they can't be challenged by the court because it's already happened.
Well, they're already ignoring detainers, so they'll just ignore the warrants. And then if they ignore the warrants, then what do? Are we going to send in, like Emperor Palpatine and stormtroopers?
No, Sunlight. You don't understand. I'm making their local law enforcement completely ineffective. I don't care if they comply or don't comply. I'm saying you've chosen not to comply with a voluntary system that's simple, where everyone does less work. So now you're going to do the maximum
law enforcement, the people that protect you and I. Their local
Fred, they don't protect you and I. I can tell you, I'm only ever harassed by local police.
Their law enforcement is our law enforcement. You want to cut off your nose to spot your face? You want to make sure that they can't do anything because they're...
No, I want local law enforcement. I want local chiefs of police and local sheriffs to say, I'm going to comply with the law.
They want to. Unfortunately, they're being directed by the bureaucrats not to. Believe me, these look at the local law enforcement. Look at the MPD. They are ecstatic that they actually get to do their jobs in Washington D.C. They're ecstatic. I mean, they are running toward gunfire and everything again. It's phenomenal. If we unleash the, you don't want to piss off millions and millions of citizens because local law enforcement is bogged down with bureaucratic crap and they can't do their jobs.
No, it's exactly what I want. It's exactly what I want. I want millions and millions of citizens to see that their local tinfoil dictators are causing their law enforcement to be completely unable to do their job, and they're limiting their ability to deal with actual criminals, and as a result, the federal government is having to use the maximalist solution. You chose to define the relationship as one where I have to provide to you every document, so I'm providing to you every document. You don't get to complain.
Yeah, well, Cyber, that's what the marketing contrast is that the Trump administration is going to be able to demonstrate with how they handle Washington, D.C. And so then they're going to say that, there is a template for doing this. Get rid of cashless bail, get rid of these prosecutors that, aren't prosecuting, boom, boom, boom. And they have levers to use from the federal government where it doesn't create a constitutional crisis, so...
Whoa. I'm not suggesting anything that's a constitutional crisis. Providing them all the documentation is not a constitutional crisis. I agree with you. I think that there's a problem, though, which is Washington, D.C. is requiring a lot of federal troops, number one. And number two, they're also dealing with a lot of things. Like, I was very glad to see, Janine Pirro say they were not going to pursue gun charges unnecessarily. But there was a day there where they started going after people for gun charges, which are very anti-constitutional, right? That way of enforcing the law. So actually, I like my solution better, because I'm forcing the local police to put pressure on the local executives and the local bureaucrats.
Okay, I'm going to let you finish that. I want to point everybody to the upward bubble. I want you to go see what I posted up there. This is the Chinese cyber warfare op that's going on about Gavin Newsom. He's a Chad sociopath white nationalist is how they're pushing it out, like with the underwear modeling. Go look at this video up top. I DM'd it to some of you as well. I'm highly concerned because I'm monitoring everybody who shares the narrative and talks about it. And
underwear, is he like advertising Fruit of the Loom or what?
No, it's usually Calvin Klein. So why don't you look at it? It's in the upward bubble, and you'll see it's made. It's intentionally made and put out, and it's part of the cyber warfare campaign. It's all Calvin Klein. It's to compete with Donald Trump. It's pretty extensive how they're running it. And it's being run by very interesting people. So you'll start to see more of this stuff. I don't even know what to say.
Wait, do we run a campaign of Gavin Newsom as an OnlyFans model?
No. you gotta understand. It's being run to grab certain outliers that because it's
He's a
movement
Chad.
against J.D.
I get
Vance.
it.
It's a movement against J.D. Vance because his wife is Indian, right? So they're trying to get the people that are like the Valhalla white nationalists, kind of like
the woke
the
right. They're trying to
American
get the woke
first.
right people.
Yeah, they're trying to get the woke right to vote for him, and I think they will get it. So
Right, but I'm saying you have to tip it like they're trying to get momentum, right, into he's the Chad candidate.
Yeah.
Fine, but then you just flip it, and you just flip it over the top of the mountain to get the boulder rolling down the other side, where you go, oh, he's just purely a sexualized candidate. He's really just internet whore.
nobody cares. No, that narrative is not going to win. That's not enough. It's not strong enough because it's going to look how it compares him to Trump. That narrative is not going to win. The only way to dirty him up is by associating with Nazis, but nobody's going to care either because the people are always going to. You don't even understand how many layers to this there's going to be. I already can foresee it. I've been talking to people about it like early this morning, and oh my gosh, my DMs just on the Gavin Newsom Chinese cyber op is insane. And they're going to spend, hundreds of billions of dollars just spent by the Chinese to get him in. It's going to be unbelievable. He's going to win.
I hear you, but I have an idea.
I'm impressed.
Wait, I have
Really
a really
quick
good
on
idea.
cyber.
Just take that. They do an interview, like a consent interview in adult films. So you take the consent interviews from a bunch of male gay porn, and you use AI to put him doing the consent interview.
You're talking about the entire LGBTQ community then voting for him, so he's going to get even more votes.
He'll get them anyway. That doesn't matter. No. It'll be fine.
I'm impressed by the fact that I have to say that President Trump himself has refrained from commenting on this stuff. It shows that he really is damn busy with like actual world affairs and domestic affairs.
It hasn't reached that tipping point yet. It's not, only when I start to discuss
Yeah,
it.
I agree.
When I start to push it, me and Carolina, then you'll start to hear it everywhere. So it's already in the works because we're trying to grab as much as we can on it. And it's because certain people have already done. We have to be careful if we give it too much attention, how it pushes things. But there's a huge movement behind it. So we have to just be careful when we come out with the counter. Yeah.
Charlie, don't worry. At 4 a.m. you might just randomly post something. I'm sure
it's true. It's just about
I'm just saying, up till now.
We're going to wait for Kimberly Guilfoyle to get put into her ambassador role in Greece, and then we'll run her for 4 straight years out of Greece, and she can explain how Greek men and how they are when they look like this. Most of them, just thinking of the days of Aristotle and all that, everybody was very gay and homosexual. But the thing is he's going to win. So we have to sell him as if he's been a secret conservative this whole time, just waiting to pounce. Or you just have to focus on the corruption levels and how he destroyed his state. But what has to happen is all the federal indictments that should have happened against him, and he's got so much coverage. There's so many things that I know and others know. Oh my God, RFK alone. I don't know if RFK is going to throw him under the bus because maybe RFK in the future wants to run. So if he's willing to do the heavy lifting and throw him under the bus, because I know what RFK knows primarily because I told him. 50% of it, the other 50% he knows because he knows, and I don't want to know the other 50%. It's stuff that oppositional research. You got to understand the amount of affairs, him lying about his kids being vaccinated, they're not vaccinated, his wife being anti-vax. There's so many. Her family being Republicans, they may use that. The fact that the wife pursued Harvey Weinstein.
Yes, I was going to say the one thing they could have. That's what I want to say. The one thing can ruin his reputation among the woke right crowd is that he got cucked.
No, he didn't. No, this happened way before he met his wife. No.
Oh, before he got married?
And she put Harvey Weinstein in jail. No, that's not going to work. You're wrong. Sorry. No, not going to work.
Oh, no, but I'm going to go. Okay, but I'm going to go woke
No,
right
that will not matter. No.
Let me just finish the sentence.
Nope, they're going to see it as the evil Jew did it to his wife. Nope, you're wrong. So don't even go there. You have no idea what you're talking about. Nope. This is an area where I've been working on this for 5 years. So no, that's not going to work.
What about Chris Hansen? When he comes in? He's like, take a seat.
No, that's not going to work. You have to go through corruption. So much corruption, money, theft, everything. You have to have Elon Musk basically wage a war because of what happened to his son against him.
No, but I'm saying, but his wife getting screwed by it.
No. There was not even any actual physical sex because he doesn't have a penis. So this is not even.
Stealth. We're gonna get.
No. I don't want to have this conversation. No, that's not the way to go. It's just people are weird when they're talking about this stuff. I'm not going to do it. He had so many affairs. Nobody cares. RFK was having, affairs during the run up. There's other people they were having texting affairs on the run up. Nobody cares.
You gotta trace the money.
What? It's just the money, the corruption and the money. Yeah,
like that new house he bought like a year ago.
Yeah, with the Pritzkers, the $9 million, and the corruption inside of California, and what he's done to the state, and all the truths about him getting vaccine injured severely and being hospitalized and going to Mexico to Joe Rogan's place to get stem cell therapy. All that's open source. Nothing is hidden here. They crashed Gavin Newsom's. They crashed RFK Jr.'s website on the day that they came out with the story of Gavin Newsom being hospitalized in San Francisco because he got Guillain-Barré syndrome from the vaccine. There's so many things. These are all public. This is I've talked about this for since I've been on Twitter. But there's so much more corruption at a level that's unprecedented embezzlement and corruption. And that's when you need the billionaires out of Silicon Valley. How about the bank? How about the fact that his wife was sitting as a board member on that, what is it called, the SVP thing?
SVB.
Yeah, and not that. There's other people that were sitting on that board.
What about Mr. Burns from The Simpsons? You do him as Mr. Burns from The Simpsons.
I don't even know what that means. No, I don't know what that means. No.
I'll send you a video. I send you two.
Where did all the real money go?
That's the one thing. You see these types of things, the corruption, the real money. You just have to actually have active investigation, so he cannot go on the
So
ticket.
he can't talk, mean?
No, they can't go on the ticket.
Talk because it's an ongoing investigation.
No, he can't go on the ticket. That he actually cannot go on a presidential ticket because he's under. He should be under FBI investigation for years now. Just the corruption with the fires and everything. That's a whole other, situation. So.
But being under federal investigation doesn't preclude you from being a federal candidate. You can literally be in jail and run for candidate.
This is something that would be very, very severe because if you even look into what he's done in California and people actually start talking now that it's we have 3.5 years, he would be in jail by then. So that's my point. Literally in jail. And that's just
we have a year.
Money. No, we need more than. What do you mean? Why? When is he going to start running?
Well, he's probably going to do it and start running in a year officially, probably.
No, 2 years. He's not going to run more than 2 years for now. The infrastructure is already created. So you put him into investigations and everything starts to come out. People will just be demoralized. Plus his plans for California with the taxes and everything listened to from Victor Davis Hampton.
Hey, Stealth, your sound man there, Fred needs to use the soundboard. We need a bullwhip sound, every time you hit the mute button for AB, just go, like a Texas bullwhip.
I don't want to ruin the recording of the space. We haven't talked or said anything crazy yet, so.
Really?
Yeah, really. Yeah.
Wow.
And that's not a challenge.
Remember when? Why do you keep on?
How he got involved with FC in the first place. Some people don't really understand the connection and why. I believe that it was orchestrated from the top. The Israeli cause that was very near and dear to Wexner's heart, and so dealing with Epstein was almost like an obligation. John, you modified your profile title. So did you hear my presentation on Wexner?
No, I just got here.
You missed out, man. It's pretty good. You can see how Les Wexner was essentially the sugar daddy for both Howard Lutnick, who's currently Trump's right-hand man, and also for, of course, Jeffrey Epstein. And how he made his money with his mob connections as well, and how when he was close to getting caught or getting exposed with his mob ties in '85. They organized a hit of his lawyer, of all people, Arthur Shapiro, who was about to testify before a grand jury, because I guess that's just how the justice system works. If the wrong guy is going to get caught, then they'll make sure the witness gets taken care of. Clintons are well known for that, right? They got rid of a lot of their loose ends too. Guys like Mark Rich or Seth Rich as well, or Middleton. If these guys they know too much and there's a risk they could spill it, they'll dispose of them. And Wexner was no different. So yeah, the connection is quite deep, quite thorough, and it just begs the question. And you may have it too. Like, well, why? Why was he fronting Epstein when he knew what he was up to? Why would he need to do that? What are your thoughts, Sean?
I'm not sure what I can't respond specifically to that, but I would concur that Hillary Clinton is one evil, sadistic, criminal bitch, and she's a fucking murderer. A horrible murderer. She should be arrested as soon as possible by the FBI.
I mean, Trump talked about locking her up, but he never followed through on that promise, did he? So, seems like they're on the same team.
Yeah, maybe she's got a lot of. See, the thing about once you get to that level, you know so many state secrets and you've blackmailed so many people and killed so many people. It's like if you go at her, she's got a poison pill and a wire trip. Like, what can you do to somebody who's essentially all evil and she's probably got herself backed up?
I just want to say thank you for saying that, John. That's really all I came up here to say. You guys are having a good conversation. John said it perfectly. Fuck Hillary Clinton. She's a bitch. She's also killed many people, and nobody talks about it. We just like that. That's heinous, isn't it? It's heinous how much these people get away with. She put Martin Shkreli in jail. She's killed a lot of other people that have crossed her, put them in jail for a long time, thrown away the key, and I just not a lot of people talk about it. I just wanted to shout out to John. Sorry to take over here real quick. I feel real deep about that issue. Thank you for letting me speak for a little bit, y'all.
All
right, thank you, Manny.
Shkreli?
Do you want to finish, John?
Yeah, Shkreli, when he said, just get me a hair follicle or whatever he said to get himself locked up, like, he's a good example of somebody who's been unfairly prosecuted. Hillary Clinton's, when she was Secretary of State, her and Barack Hussein Obama were secretly running weapons to ISIS through Libya into Syria and other places. They're involved in regime change operations, covert operations. And Hillary Clinton is a very dangerous old bitch, and her stupid daughter, Chelsea, she's on X complaining about vaccines. So, everybody who's really connected to these vaccines and the HEROES Act, the CARES Act, and $5 to $10 trillion worth of money, $2 trillion in debt every year. All these people are hypocrites, liars, and frauds. And I'm running for Congress against a hypocrite, liar, and fraud who told everybody if you don't get vaxxed, you're all gonna die.
Bullish.
And so.
So like Kim Kardashian and the women that were like promoting.
Okay, guys, please don't interrupt him. I will go to all of you guys. No, thank you so much. I'm sorry. Go ahead, John.
Yeah, I'm just saying there's a lot of corrupt motherfuckers connected to Big Pharma, connected to the military-industrial complex, connected to the banking-industrial complex, and...
Don't forget the oil.
Yeah, big energy. So, I would say vote the person, don't vote the party, because the Uniparty just creates $2 trillion in debt a year, and there's a lot of lying-ass Republican snakes that are nothing more than Democrat femboys, and they don't stand up for American conservative values. So, I'm just saying, health, wealth, love, peace of mind, happiness, and strength to all you beautiful people tonight.
All right, thank you so much, John. Go ahead, Miri. Wait, was it Miri? I cannot see hands, sorry.
No, that's perfect. Yeah, thank you. Oh, sorry, Minnie. Was it you that you can go? Sorry about that.
It wasn't
I thought
me.
you were saying Mary.
Oh, I did say Mary. I see hands now. Okay, so Mary,
let's just
then
go to
Arabi, then Scream.
All right, perfect. Yeah, no, I just got up here. I've been listening for a couple minutes. This is my first time coming to this space. Yeah, if you guys are familiar with the White Power Hour, I'm usually on those spaces. So some of y'all, I know some of y'all in the crowd from there. I really just want to talk. You brought up the Shkreli thing. I'm actually good friends with Shkreli. I'm in his Discord. I talk with him a lot, and we've talked about this Hillary situation a lot. There are a lot of people that don't want you to know the truth about the Epstein files. And while I did vote for Trump both times, I will say that he's definitely complacent. He's definitely been to the island. He definitely has done things that he does not want us to know about. And that's very, very fucking obvious. And, I just think that we as a people have lost our spark. We've lost our ability to be up in arms about, these things. And that's why they keep doing them over and over again right in front of our faces. And I don't, stop me if you think I'm wrong, but I think that the only way that we turn this country around is forgetting about all these government schemes, forgetting about all these government scams, and getting away from it. And that's why I'm invested in crypto. I own property overseas that the government cannot take from me. Everybody that's in power currently is they're Jewish scammers. They're all in league with Israel, or they're all in league with Gaza, one or the other, right? The major world powers that control everything, that are fighting for dominance.
Their money is overseas as
Wait,
well.
but
Their money is overseas.
Mary, let me just double check that I have the right account. Yeah, I'm just wondering, I've seen it multiple times in the week. Wait, let me make sure I'm the right person before I touch it.
Who's talking?
Let me double check.
Who's talking?
Wait, hold on. I don't know how to say your name, but let me finish and then.
She follows me up on these stages.
No, because I'm just. Okay, no, but yeah, don't interrupt him though, please. Thank you.
This chick, this woman, not to disrespect women, I actually have a lot of respect for most women. She's a liberal. She follows me on these stages. She pretended to support the cause. She pretended to be not woke but awakened to the truths of the world. To say, I don't know how deep we go in this space, so I don't want to say too much, but she's definitely one of the enemies, and that I'll leave it at that. She's a bad for all that.
Okay, you guys, let's not make it a drama space though. Like, no, I'm saying I've seen you in the We Love Zionist spaces like 3 times a week. But now you're up here talking badly about Jews, but you are in the.
Can we get her off? She's.
No, I'm not gonna drop anyone because you say so many. This is not gonna be a drama space, though.
She's here to spread rumors. I'll finish my point. Sorry about that. I just think that the main problem that we have is blacks in America, right? It's not a problem because of the blacks. It's a problem because they use them as a distraction. Right.
So you think the problem is blacks, not Jews? That's insane.
No, not at all.
As a distraction,
if you come to the spaces that I usually run, we talk about how the blacks are a distraction planted by the Jews to get us to fight amongst each other rather than to address the main cause, which is how they're controlling the markets. They control how the money moves. They control when you and your daughter get sick every week and need to go to the hospital, right? They're the ones that are driving these insurance fees. It gets very deep, and I don't want to take this whole space to get into it, but there's a very deep rabbit hole, and the Epstein files is just the tip of the iceberg. It's another one of those distractions. And we can't even call them distractions anymore, because all these quote-unquote distractions are really tragedies and heinous acts that these people are perpetrating in order to take our minds off of the bigger picture, which is the fact that there's a group of people, the Jews. I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. There's a group of people that are laundering all the money in the United States. And all the United States isn't even the power of the world. I'll start there. The United States is a shell of its former self, and it hasn't been what we think it is since fucking 1776. So that's the thing. I think that the Epstein file, we're having this talk, we're having this space, but we got to keep going back to the meat of the issue, which is the Jews are behind all of this, right? And I think everybody on this stage here agrees with me. So please don't forget where we're at. Trump is a Jew. Epstein was a Jew. You got to understand what is all this coming from? It always goes back to the root. So what's the root cause? How do we fix it? We go back to the root. And not enough people are up in arms. Thank you, Minnie, for throwing up those hearts. Not enough people are up in arms about what's actually happening and what we actually need to do to solve this thing. That's the issue. That's the real issue. You guys need to stop voting fucking idiots into power. And I'm part of the problem. I voted for Trump. I didn't do my research and look into his history. He's a pedophile. He's touching kids.
I haven't put them.
All right, thank you so much for that.
I need to log into my laptop,
anything
into my
about
desktop,
Wexner, Mary?
and
Do you have
then
any comments
set
on
them live. All of them are on
presentation
private
about
or
Les
unlisted.
Wexner and his connections
I'll do it one day
to
this week.
Epstein?
Oh, we can go into that. We can definitely go into that.
I do it
thank
like
you,
once
Jimmy
every
Keller. It's good to meet you. I'm dropping you a follow here.
couple
as well.
weeks because I got a lot of phones and it takes me hours
You gotta
to
understand this.
make
Like
them
I
all public.
said, all these people are complicit. It's all a show. All the information they're putting out to you is all orchestrated in a way to make us have these conversations that don't actually matter, right? At the end of the day, none of these people are gonna get prosecuted. None of these people are gonna go to jail except maybe one or two fall guys, and the Jews are still gonna rule the world. I see a lot of thumbs down. There are a lot of Jewish agents up here. Don't let my message get lost. Don't let.
I know these people, none of them are Jewish agents, especially me. Like, I'm literally Palestinian, and I've never.
Well, Palestine is a problem too. You guys
I haven't had that for a very long time.
All the
You haven't had your hand up. No, you haven't had your hand up.
I have had my hand
No, I
up.
had my hand up before.
No, I have my hand up
you
long
did.
ago.
Okay.
Okay, guys,
You're right,
guys, calm down.
First
Okay.
off, that's you. So look, we're having a hard time seeing hands, so it's nothing personal if we don't call on you, just because we're not seeing it. So just maintain order, and we'll get through the hands. Again, it was quiet, and nobody even wanted to talk. Tyler, do you remember nobody wanted to talk like 20 minutes ago, and now they're talking?
My hand was
Right.
up first, me, Bridger. My hand was up
I've
first.
been
They've all
way
followed
too
each other,
patient.
Truth. They've all followed each other one by
I
one.
really
They've all
need to tell
followed
you
each
guys
other,
about
and they're
this.
all bouncing off each other's.
Guys, we can't have them all be all talking at the same time. Joanne, why don't you decide who speaks next, and let's go from there. All right, let's go to Mimers. I don't know how to say your name. The woman.
Wait. You said I can go next. That's not fair.
Oh. Okay, fine. Go ahead.
Okay, thank you. So
Arabi, and then we'll go to Mimers.
Okay, so as a British man born and bred in London, I agree with Miri 100%. I think Trump is trying to turn America into a dictatorship a few years down the line. And another thing is, I'm sure you guys have seen, Keir Starmer bringing all these immigrants into our country. This is all just part of the Greater Israel project. They're trying to take these immigrants out of their countries so Israelis have less people to fight against, so they can create this, control area in the Middle East, so all of the trade can go through the Greater Israel and through to Europe from India. This is the big plan, guys. This is what Mary's talking about, and then all these politicians have been caught touching children, so that they can't speak against it, and they know it's wrong, but they can't speak against it. And and those who do speak against it, they're just called terrorists, right? Like Ilhan Omar, she's just called a terrorist, and there's just even if they're not being caught in the act, they just fall on some, and they should have no morals.
She's a terrorist.
Amazing. It's awesome. I love it.
Oh, thanks, Johnny.
When she's sleeping, I'm just choking, mates. I love you.
Yeah, already. Hey, how's little one, Danny?
Good, man. We're in California.
Cutie pie. Oh my God, my cousin was over here with her kids. She's got the most I mean, beautiful. Oh my God, this baby girl, all right? She is 14 months, and let me just tell you, like, she's just all over the place, and she's talking, she'll have a whole conversation with you. I don't understand, like, maybe, I don't know, you understand, like, 10% of it, but it just that, I think yours is similar to that age. If I'm not exactly sure.
Yeah, like he
got those moments.
He holds his feet up. He holds his feet up, and he goes like sniffing, and meaning he wants you to like sniff his feet, and then tell him that they smell disgusting and they're gross, and then
Is going to take over. You told us that people had asked you before that and said that you were the most famous person on ever, and you said no, not me. And they said, well, who? You said Jesus Christ.
The man upstairs, right? It's true. It's true, and you know what? It's still true. It's always going to be true. Everybody knows it. And we can pray. Everybody, we need to pray. And we need to do it. And we need to do that. And we need to get all of the support out there, all the knowledge of what's going on. It's terrible.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And we're going to be, if two or more that are gathered agree in his name, it shall be done. And here we are, sir.
Amen.
Well, Jim Bob. Hold on a second. Hello, Miss Tammy.
Hello, Sal. Hello, Jim Bob. Is it Richard? Everybody in here, because we're all here for the same reason. We love James and Tina, baby Luca, the whole family. We love them. And you said we could come up here and share something about James or whatever. And you know what? When I first heard him talking ever, I was new to X, and I couldn't tell you what he was talking about because
Why do you post every... My neck, far from the depths of malicious free. If you want to ask me who I promote, Jefferson has my vote. If you want to ask me who I promote, you want to ask me to hear my voice. The country is facing a different... If you want to ask me who I promote,
This is the biggest firework you'll ever see in your life. Hurricane 50 shots. This one is insane.
This stuff is not crazy. All right, go run it.
Oh boy. Oh my god.
ugliest guns ever made. First up, there's the Shattuck Palm Pistol. This gun is trying way too hard to blend in. It's small, oddly shaped, and more like a quirky gadget than a serious firearm. If it stood in a lineup with other guns, it would stick out like a penguin in a group of flamingos. Then there's the Korobov TKB-022. This gun's a total rebel in the world of firearms. It's not interested in following the usual gun fashion rules. Its design screams, I'm unique, and traditional gun looks? Nah, not my thing. It's the oddball among guns. And lastly, the Stevens Vest pistol. This pistol seems confused about its identity. It looks as awkward as wearing socks with sandals. It's like it couldn't make up its mind about what it wanted to be, resulting in a firearm that leaves folks scratching their heads, wondering what the designers were going for. And those are 3 ugliest guns ever made.
This is the big 3 right here.
This little thing helped me more than my last therapy session. It's called the Pandy, a lifelike plush toy designed and powered by AI.
If you like sweets and easy living, skip this next part. It is about men tremendously intent on being reborn, on Satori, enlightenment. It can happen to you. In a flashing moment, something opens. You are new, all through. You see the same unsame world with fresh eyes. This universe-renewing power comes by grace, not logic.
I mean,
Whatever
I know
you
your
do,
language.
or wherever you are seems to make little difference. It doesn't make sense. It makes you. Zen has many classic texts, of which this next work is one. Mumon Kan, literally, no gate barrier, was recorded by the Chinese master Ikai, also called Mumon, who lived from 1183 to 1260. The work consists of narrated relationships between ancient Chinese teachers and their pupils, illustrating means employed to sublimate the dualistic, outgoing, generalizing, intellectualizing tendencies of students in order that they might realize their true nature. The problems or inner challenges with which the masters confronted their pupils came to be called koans, and each of the following stories is a koan in itself. The stories use slang freely to actualize the highest teaching, the seeing into one's being. Occasional instances of apparent violence might be better interpreted as vigor and earnestness. None of the stories make any pretense at logic. They are dealing with states of mind rather than words. Unless this is understood, the point of the classic will be missed. The whole intent was to help the pupil break the shell of his limited mind and
We
attain
need
a second
signatures.
eternal birth.
This weekend we need 700 signatures.
Each problem is a barrier. Those who have the spirit of Zen pass through it. Those who live in Zen understand one koan after another, each in his own way, as if they were seeing the unseen and living in the illimitable. Zen masters used koans to stop their students